The career of Benny Hill remains one of the most recognizable and debated chapters in British television comedy history. His work blended slapstick, visual gags, parody, and double entendres into fast-paced sketches that appealed to global audiences for decades. The Benny Hill Show became a cultural phenomenon, broadcast in numerous countries and admired for its energetic style and distinctive humor. Yet behind the laughter, shifting public attitudes toward comedy and representation began to create tension. As the world changed, so did perceptions of his work, eventually leading to controversy, criticism, and the gradual decline of a once beloved television institution. Early life and family background. Alfred Hawthorne Hill, later known as Benny Hill, was born in Southampton, England, in the 1920s. His upbringing was influenced by a family with varied working class and performance-related roots. His father worked in a surgical appliance shop, while his grandfather had experience as a circus clown, hinting at a legacy of entertainment in the family line. Hill's early education took place in Southampton, but his career path was not immediately directed toward performance. Instead, he worked several everyday jobs, gaining broad life experience that would later shape his observational comedy style and character-driven humor. Early jobs and military service. Before entering show business, Hill held a range of jobs including milkman, driver, and shop assistant. These experiences exposed him to ordinary social interactions that later became material for his sketches. During World War II, he served in the British Army's Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers, where he trained as a mechanic and worked in support roles. He later joined the Combined Services Entertainment Unit, performing for troops. This marked a turning point, as it allowed him to develop stage confidence, comedic timing, and audience awareness in challenging wartime environments. Entry into entertainment. After the war, Hill transitioned into entertainment full-time, beginning with radio performances that showcased his comedic versatility. His early radio appearances helped him refine his timing and adapt his humor for mass audiences. He soon moved into television as the medium expanded in popularity. His ability to shift between characters and comedic styles made him stand out among early TV performers. These early roles laid the foundation for his later success, as he experimented with sketch formats, visual humor, and character-based storytelling that would define his signature comedic identity. Rise of television fame. Hill's major breakthrough came with the launch of his television program in the mid-1950s. The show combined music hall traditions with modern sketch comedy, creating a fast-moving entertainment format. It featured recurring characters, satirical segments, and physical comedy routines that appealed to broad audiences. Hill's performances relied heavily on exaggerated expressions, slapstick movement, and visual storytelling rather than dialogue alone. This made the show accessible internationally. Over time, the program evolved into a global success, expanding its reach and establishing Hill as a leading figure in televised comedy during the 1960s and 1970s. Style of comedy and techniques. A defining feature of Hill's comedy was its reliance on visual gags and rapid editing. One of the most notable production techniques used in the show was speed manipulation, where scenes were filmed at lower frame rates and played back faster to create chaotic, exaggerated movement. This became a signature style, especially in chase sequences involving police officers, bystanders, and recurring comedic figures. The humor often blended slapstick with suggestive jokes and parody. While widely popular, this style later became controversial as cultural expectations around representation and taste in comedy began to shift significantly. Recurring characters and sketches. The show became known for its ensemble of recurring characters, each contributing to its comedic universe. These included bumbling authority figures, eccentric civilians, and exaggerated stereotypes used for comedic effect. Hill himself often portrayed multiple roles within a single episode, rapidly switching personas. Sketches frequently involved misunderstandings, mistaken identities, and chaotic pursuit scenes. These recurring elements helped build familiarity for audiences, while allowing creative flexibility in storytelling. The format encouraged improvisation within structured sketches, which contributed to the unpredictable and energetic tone that defined the show throughout its long broadcast history. Growing criticism and cultural shift. As decades passed, public attitudes toward comedy began to change significantly. What was once considered lighthearted and cheeky humor started to face criticism for relying on outdated stereotypes and objectifying portrayals. The show's use of physical comedy involving women in particular drew increasing scrutiny. Critics argued that certain sketches reflected shifting boundaries of acceptable entertainment. During the late 1980s, these concerns became more prominent in public discourse. Although the show retained a loyal audience, its content increasingly clashed with evolving cultural expectations, placing it under sustained pressure from both critics and broadcasters. Controversy and decline. A particular sketch in the late 1980s intensified existing criticism of the program. It featured parody elements that many viewers interpreted as insensitive and outdated. Although similar humor had appeared throughout the show's history, the reaction this time was notably stronger due to changing social norms. Media commentary and public debate began to focus on whether the show still belonged in modern broadcasting. This controversy contributed to a broader reassessment of its content. Eventually, declining support from broadcasters and increasing criticism led to the program being discontinued after decades on air. Legacy and impact on comedy. Despite controversy, Benny Hill's influence on television comedy remains significant. His work inspired generations of performers and contributed to the development of sketch-based visual humor. The global reach of his show demonstrated the universal appeal of physical comedy, transcending language barriers. At the same time, it also became a case study in how cultural standards evolve over time. Modern discussions of his legacy often balance appreciation for his comedic innovation with criticism of outdated elements. His impact on television history remains undeniable, even as interpretations of his work continue to evolve. Conclusion. The story of Benny Hill reflects both the rise of a unique comedic talent and the changing nature of public taste. From humble beginnings in wartime service to international television fame, his career spanned decades of entertainment history. While his show brought laughter to millions and left a lasting mark on global comedy, it also became a focal point for debates about humor and cultural sensitivity. Ultimately, his legacy is complex, defined by creativity, widespread popularity, and controversy that reshaped how audiences view comedy in a modern context.